if I was the president of the ANC, I would have by now know who I want to be president and start preparing them. Engage. Because if you're not coming back as a president,
There I agree with you. What did I say to you the last? In my other videos where I'm talking about the ANC. Well, Mr. Euclid here, he says that actually the DA, all they want is only power. They can just work with anyone. All they want is power. But anyway, let's take it.
It's been no branches anymore because we started to allow anyone to come in. Now it's areas that I think we're fixing, must fix urgently, because a principal is respected, a chief is respected, and they were ready. Now they don't want to associate because of our conduct,
and now they have options as well.
And now they have options as well, yes. Which are created by right wingers. They're falling into a dangerous trap. But I'm saying we must fix it. It's not too late. It's a big organization. The ANC is not for the first time the ANC is faced with difficulties, but every time it faces difficulties, it's able to. A good example: when we're in the GNU. Everyone ran to the ANC for solutions. I'm saying everyone wanted the ANC to resolve this problem. True. I'm saying even those that say let's take the ANC down.
Well, technically, because they had the biggest, they had the biggest share.
No, but an option to unite without it. If it's a bigger
you guys, you like to twist it. We all know that the reason why people they went to the ANC. In fact, it was not people who went to the ANC. No. It was the ANC looking for people that they can form a government with. Why are you twisting now? Sometimes okay, let me maybe put it in a way you will understand, guys. You who are listening, okay? Elections happen. The ANC obviously gets 40 or whatever. They are the number one party with more votes, right? Now, the ANC cannot, according to the constitution and election, whatever, they cannot form a government with 40. So they, because they are the first party, they have to go and look for people to form a government. So they have to go and negotiate with people. Obviously, it will be on them whether they want to work with you or they don't want to work with you. But it must not be seen as if like now it was the other parties that ran to the ANC. It was the ANC because they cannot form a government. It's impossible. They have to negotiate. Now he's making it as if like people ran ANC. Guys, come on, relax. Okay?
Political parties, when they campaign against the ANC.
Unfortunately, most of them didn't really get along.
Yeah,
like DA and EFF wouldn't have come together. DA and MK wouldn't have come together.
DA and EFF came together many times in our municipalities. There are municipalities where they are co-governing together even now.
Yeah, I agree.
Now it's not true in politics.
So it's not true.
It's not true. Okay. You know, it's not a fact. MK is
MK and DA. With the impression that Helen Zille was giving that I will never work with these ones.
I think he's right actually on that point. You remember the action essay? We will never work with the ANC, corrupt government, Lutasi, blah 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 blah. But boom, they get to, I don't know whether it's KZN or whatever. They get to KZN. Oh, I think it's Gauteng or something. They decide to put the ANC in government again. It's politics. I told you before, if you are going to be emotional, it's just like in games. You get to a game, a person is playing a game. You get emotional because he's playing a character. You are crying. Hey, why are you hating that guy? Why are you shooting that guy? In a game, why are you cheating with that guy? In a game, people getting emotional. Yeah. Even here, it's the same thing. If you get emotional in politics, you will be disappointed. People, they were busy criticizing Action SA Mashaba there. Why did you bring back the ANC? It is because Action SA and Mashaba, they cannot stand the DA. They cannot stand it. And that's how it is. It's politics.
Fact, MK
and DA? With the impression that Helen Zille was giving that I will never work with these ones.
With the new, you see now there's a call there's a bit of conflict with the IFP and the ANC in KZN.
Big one.
There's a big
it's
conflict.
Not a big one. Big.
Which the youth league has taken aside also that IFP must go. My analysis as a political science student, graduate, I think MK will take an opportunity to work with the DA to remove the ANC.
Really?
Me, where I'm seated,
Yeah.
I don't think they'll miss it. It makes sense for them politically.
The MK?
To MK.
But
yeah?
does it make sense for the DA?
No, it makes sense. No, DA wants to govern. There's
Doesn't matter who they come.
They love government, those ones. they love pulais and running around. They're obsessed about government and all the pegs of government.
So they will take whoever.
They can work with anybody, those ones, as long as they are secured. For example, if MK can go to DA tomorrow and say, we're giving you premiership of KZN, do you think DA will say no?
They might just say no.
Because the obsession of
if the only thing you're giving them.
The obsession of the AMK is to displace IFP and the ANC in KZN.
Okay.
The DA is not much dangerous for them on the ground.
True.
Because it's not really contesting the constituency that much. But if you just position IFP and the ANC in KZN, you have an opportunity to go and enter their base utilizing the DA infrastructure and resources. All you need to do is take few MECs, intervene, whether it's Cocta, whether it's whatever, to the DA, their premier. The DA, you tell them, focus on your suburbs, in your own areas. Some land that you want to sell, you can sell. Because DA love selling land everywhere they go. They sell to their people.
They even
cheap.
sold the mayor's house in Tshwane.
They sell anything that they can sell, they sell. Because they don't believe in internal capacity. They believe in privatization, because they sell to themselves anyway, to their funders. Now, as long as you allow DA to sell land, you allow DA, they will not even disturb you. That's how they operate, you know. Now, the MK will allow them because there's no principle there. Jacob Zuma told us that people of Western Sahara were oppressed by Morocco. We grew up knowing that, chanting everything. He went and took them by the western of Morocco and announced them. And I'm saying you can't rely on that kind of a character that has no principle. And I'm saying the NC and the IFP must be careful how they manage their fight in KZN because it might open a channel for something that they don't assist them.
So, Mr. Zuma, like the MK party, let me not say Mr. Zuma, the MK party says it is not principled. What did you say, guys? Do you think the MK party is principled? Do you think the MK party is not principled? What is your take on that? I don't know, man. Hey, from where I'm sitting, the only thing I have a problem with the MK party. Hey. But anyway, it's fine.
What that is completely unpredicted.
No, I mean, I can see it from far.
And I like that you can see things from far.
Yeah.
ANC succession planning. I've accused ANC many times, every chance I got, whether publicly or not, that ANC succession planning is absolutely nonsense. There's no, and I say this because, and if you date back to the times of Thabo Mbeki, where we were not sure what was going to happen next. We, as the ordinary South Africans, we never really know what's going to happen next with the ANC. And any organization that is properly managed manages also the next leadership. What is your impression about ANC's succession planning? Because you even said it earlier, when the debate opens up, it means we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Mara, you talk about it. No, there's no way you don't talk about it.
No, it's closed. The NDC of the ANC, which I'm part of, closed the matter of succession. That the time will come, we'll release it. But what you're asking is not, you're not speaking about succession.
Okay.
You're speaking about how to manage leadership transition. We're not speaking about succession.
Okay.
I agree. We've managed it badly post Polokwane. We've made it the issue of personalities and which also ate on the ANC. Because when people see us fight publicly, they can associate with the divided organization. No. That's why I believe if I was the president of the ANC, I would have by now know who I want to be president and start preparing them. Engage. Because if you're not coming back as a president.
There I agree with you. What did I say to you the last? In my other videos where I'm talking about the ANC and talking about leadership in general for every party, by now, the ANC and every party, they should know who is going to be the president next. And when I say next, I'm not saying next, like as in like next, as in like next election. No, I'm talking about the future, Baba. Now, obviously, they have got Umbalula. We expect that he will take over. Mr. Mashatile is going to be, I don't know how listen, when it comes to Mr. Mashatile, I don't know if he will be the president or anything like that after Mr. Ramaphosa, I don't know. But you've got Mr. Mashatile, let's put him there. Mr. Mashatile, you've got Mbalula. The ANC, right now, they should know who is going to be the president after Mbalula. After Mbalula. They should know now. Let's just say, for argument's sake, it's going to be Mashatile, it's going to be Mbalula. They should know who is this guy by now. Prepare them by now. They should know. I believe so. And they might come and say, we already know.
Preparing them. Engage. Because if you're not coming back as a president of the ANC, you need to prepare succession.
That's what I'm asking.
Now, I hope the president is doing that. I think I'll engage him also.
But shouldn't you know as an organization?
No, it's a new culture we're introducing if we were to implement it.
In an ideal scenario, all of you should know.
Yeah. Look, I'm saying in the past it was too democratic.
Okay.
Polokwane, no one could see the succession problems of the ANC pre-Polokwane.
Okay.
Divisions were there, but they were not as bad as post-Polokwane. It became a problem. Now the ANC was not prepared for that bruising of post-Polokwane, and then it became continuous. Those who lost in Polokwane want to settle their scores in 2012. Those who lost, now it became a problem.
Cope was born.
Breakaways.
Yes.
Cope Polokwane.
Yes.
Post EFF, post Mangaung. MK post 2002.
Listen to that.
You see, now we can't afford it. We've already had many breakaways. That's why, as a leader of the youth league, I'll engage the president when I find time with him, when the time is right. Say, President, I think you must decide who must be the next president of the ANC, and you must tell the organization. Don't make it a secret.
No.
Call an NEC meeting and say, comrades, I've thought about it. The next president must not be contested. Must be elected on consensus, and this must be the president. Then we engage on it.
You already suffer over consultation.
Yeah.
So that very decision is already complicated because there's a culture of over consultation.
But it's a first step towards the direction of fixing some of those issues. I will do that. If now I'm allowed the youth league, when I leave, I will do that. I will say who must be the next president. Because so that the organization don't collapse unnecessarily. We fight, throw each other with chairs. If you have seen our youth league was very stabilized. We've set regional conferences. You've never had noise. But because we're doing political management. Yeah. We've been doing political management. We've been sitting with leaders who are fighting, even unite, go to conference. I've been doing the work myself. I never delegate to anyone. I said, this is my organization. I'm its president. Its division is my reflection. Well, from a biggest NGC now in Kimberley, you saw peaceful. There were no issues there. Even the most typical provinces like KZN, Gauteng, they went to the conferences peacefully, Eastern Cape. Now, I'm saying, but it's not because there's no underground work.
Of course.
There is a lot of work that we're doing, engaging in that. Because I can't delegate that responsibility of uniting the organization to anyone else. I'm its president. It's my job to do it, no matter how painful it is. Even if my favorite people that I want, I need to enforce order and discipline the organization.
Imagine that morning when the president makes that announcement. Naturally, it'll lead to unhappy people. And unhappy people lead to divisions. That's generally what happens. Because saying it doesn't necessarily mean it'll be well received by everyone.
Yeah, depending on where we say it. You must say it in a formal meeting. Don't say it in corners. Because saying it in corners, you're preparing people to defy you. Say it in a meeting. That this is my thinking. I think this can work for. It's very rare for many people to defy sitting president. Because it still commands that respect. And especially if you've done it that way. You have killed corner caucuses. We say, no, this is my view. But if anyone can come to me, we discuss it. If you feel that this person lacks whatever, let's engage on it. But I agree with you that in the future, maybe in the next conference, we must agree that when we elect a president, when the term ends, we must automatically know who's going to be the next president.
Particularly knowing the terms, because ANC has an unlimited term. Am I correct?
Yes, it's only government that is.
It's only government that has a limited term. Yeah. So that immediately tells us that it's a very high probability that a sitting president of the ANC is likely to come back as an ANC leader.
Yeah.
So that means that succession planning can be done long in advance. Because Polokwane led to third term scenario that confused all of us.
They're not well managed. Yeah.
You see what I mean? But in an ideal scenario, understand it, because we all also got the impression that he wants to be a third-term president of the country,
which was not possible.
Exactly, but then it would have created a scenario where there'll be a power divide, and you know what that creates.
Yeah.
ANC has seen a problem of that many times, which is why most ANC presidents don't finish their term as presidents of the country.
Yes.
Because there's two powers. What is there's an impression?
Two centers of power.
That very phrase.
Yeah.
So having that also causes two centers of power. What almost happened in Polokwane with the third term by former President Thabo Mbeki would have been two centers of power. Two centers of power never works for the ANC. Was there ever a conversation where you spoke about realigning the terms? The term of the sitting ANC president must also realign with the term of the South African president.
Yeah, I think that will work. It will work. I think because our conference sometimes don't sit at the same elections.
Well, you can realign it.
It can be realigned, but we need to garner the support of the country first on that one. Because for example, I'm a strong believer, let's have one elections at one. This thing of having many elections every year, it does not assist. Mm-hmm. Let's have local, national, same time.
As one event.
Process. Then you spend the 5 years working.
Oh, yes, because now look at this local government.
We're in a permanent mode of elections in this country. You live 2024, 2 years
in 2 years, you're already
what time do you govern? What time do you work? We are always campaigning. Yeah. We're a campaigning country. Every day we're campaigning. Now, I'm a strong believer that let's align it into one elections. Go to elections, we have a ballot for local, we have a ballot for national. Finish that thing, we focus on the country.
Let me add another layer. 2 weeks before ANC goes to election, elects a president. And 2 weeks after, we have a national election.
Yeah, also that can work. I'm saying those.
Because I'm not saying you're going to win necessarily, but at least you know.
No, we know we're going to win. But I'm saying it's a good proposal. I think you must write something about it and send to the ANC of your thinking.
I must, but well, you're closer.
Yeah, the ANC is open for that. It's open to be lobbied on different directions of policy that must take. Yeah.
Here's another thing that keeps coming up for me. What type of youth, when you look at South African youth, from a perspective of a youth leader, have we manufactured? Let me use a careless phrase in that regard. What type of youth have we manufactured that we live with today in 2025? What type grew up during my time, which was in the 80s, is very different to a young person who grew up in your time, in the 90s. What type of young person in 2000s? Yes, exactly, because you were born in 93. So you were a youth, beginning ages of your youth in the 90s. When Kwaito was the music of the time. That what kind of youth do we have today that you are dealing with as a youth leader?
I don't think there's not much change.
Okay.
The hype of the youth of the 80s and the youth of the 2000s, I always compare, I always make this comparison. I'm saying those who were youth in the 90s and those who were youth in the 70s, they've got same character of behavior.
Okay, help me.
Then those who were in the 80s, in the 2000s, they've got the Boom Shaka generation and
the Mapiano.
Their conduct, they even dress the same. The culture, the conduct, and the hypeness, and always happy. Then there's these ones of the 70s and the 90s who are always focused and wanting to. Now, even if they're in that thing, but they're not very happy youth, apart from a high level of inequalities. We don't have unemployment. Yes. That's what frustrates you. We've declared unemployment a disaster in this country. As the Youth League, we've told the president.
Okay, there was a time where Mr Malatsi was talking about that politicians they shouldn't be rich. That means if you are a politician or a servant of the people, you must not, or you should not be rich. And every time I think about this, I always think about the church thing. Pastors who call themselves to say we are serving the people, and then you get to a point where they end up, it's about them. It's no longer about the people, Also, as a politician, for me, guys, whether you are a politician or you are a pastor, and your grounds are, I am serving the people, okay? I also believe that there are other ways, correct ways, legal ways that you can follow. I believe, I don't know if they are there, but I believe they are there, where you can be able to maybe have something on the side that will generate money for yourself, whatever way you can do it. I don't know in politics whether they do have that or not. And if they don't, then it's a problem. I'm very sorry. it's a problem because it cannot be that. But anyways, okay, I think maybe, okay, maybe they are thinking because you are a politician, you already get a salary for being a servant, a big salary for that matter. Okay, I think you don't need to be involved in all these things and everything. But we all know that when it comes to politics, some people, they always think about, or they sometimes think about their families, their family members, their sisters, brothers, cousins, and everything. So they are thinking of helping them. That's why now you are finding that's a cousin of some minister or a cousin of some deputy president, a cousin of whatever is happening. Because sometimes they do think about their families. Okay. Now, if you are a pastor, obviously there you've got a room of starting your own business. You don't have to always like milking the church or milking the people in the congregation. It should be coming from their hearts and everything. Okay, you as a pastor, whatever salary you get there, you can start your own thing on the side. Start a business, whether it's online business, so that you can work online and then you can have time to pray, have time to do whatever. But they don't think like that. They thinking these guys, I'm saving these guys, they must pay me. Okay, especially when it comes to churches. I believe that when it comes to church, we all know that as a pastor, the Bible doesn't prevent you from working unless you want to make your church to be the one. But I am saying that it's open for churches. But for politicians, I don't know. Okay. And I believe that for politicians, in as much as, I don't know how are they going to help their cousins. I don't know, guys. I'm speaking from ignorance on this one because I'm not 100% sure on how they can deal with this thing of their of politicians and being rich and everything. The thing is, guys, people when they get into positions, they are thinking of themselves when they are done with politics. They have retired. What is going to happen to them? Are they going to be one of those politicians who have been in politics and then at a later stage they are nothing, they are broke, they are sitting there, staying in shacks and everything? That's what they think sometimes. That's why sometimes they do whatever it takes to have some things on the side. But unfortunately, in politics, that's why when you get into politics, you must know what you are doing. When you get into politics, let me repeat that, you must know what you are doing. I was watching the parliament during the high education portfolio committee there. Mr. the Minister of Higher Education. Yo, hi, ladies and you can tell in his face that, I mean, something else. Yeah, man, and all of that. Politics is not easy, guys. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit the like, subscribe. What am I saying? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'd appreciate all of that. Let's get into it. We're done. And have a fantastic day. We're still listening to Mr. Mkono, and the evidence leader is busy, man, attacking, which is a good thing because we want answers and everything. They were playing a video. I don't know where to. Anyway, thank you guys. You have a good day.